Welcome back to Queensland Raceway in the second round of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul. The Michelin Supersport riders are out on their sighting lap. Pit lane is about to close in 1 minute. Steve, the anticipation is ramping up. I think it might be time to hear from Chris.
I was here.
Yeah, it becomes you.
Yeah, guys, I'm down on the grid. I can tell you the sun is out. It's perfect conditions, to be honest. The wind's died right down. I'm here with the main man from Dunlop, Robbie Bugden, guy I used to race against. What's the track temperature at the moment, Rob?
We're sitting at about 32 degrees, but as you say, the conditions are beautiful. Sun's out, light breeze. This is perfect conditions to go racing.
And is that going to affect anything with your tyres? Anything's happened over the weekend, or you race distance, everything's going to be fine at that temperature?
Yeah, we've done some long distance runs. We're really happy with the performance of the tyre. We're still setting fast laps right at the end of our stint, so longevity's not going to be a problem, but the racing's going to be close. There's plenty of guys who are going fast, so look, it's going to be entertaining. Looking forward to seeing it.
It's good to see some different tyre manufacturers up there. Pirelli probably dominate in this championship, but there is a Dunlop on pole position, so it's going to be interesting, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. And we also saw Michelin took the round win at the first round. So, yeah, that tyre war in Supersport is very, very interesting this year.
Oh, it's alive, and it's good to see. I mean, a different competition, obviously, at different tracks. Different rubber is suiting the tracks and rider combinations with bikes. It's good to see this class being mixed up, and, we're getting a few different winners, and, young Johnny Littress is coming through now as well. He's right up there as well. Good to see Ollie Simpson back in the Class 2 up there, and when we were out on track over the Friday and Saturday, we had a real good time watching these guys.
We certainly did. Back down to Chris on the grid.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with the pole man. Who else to get, right? Tommy Edwards, fantastic lap, new lap record. I know the bikes haven't been here for a few years, but you must be pretty pumped to be in pole position and be going so fast.
Yeah, for sure, and I felt really comfortable doing it yesterday, so really confident for the race, and it's always a bonus starting from first.
Do you get nervous when you're in this position, or are you more confident, like knowing that you're the quickest guy out there?
I think it's for sure you're still nervous. The boys behind you are still going to be fast, but it's always great starting from first.
Are you enjoying the track here at Queensland Raceway? Is it what you expected? Is it going to make close racing? Where's the main areas that you need to protect or to make passes?
Yeah, I think it'll be some great racing. Real heavy braking, obviously a lot of passing opportunities with a lot of long straights, so should be a good race.
Well, we're going to enjoy it. Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, we're going to keep going down the grid. We've got Ollie Simpson here in second place, another guy that's had a lot of international experience. Ollie, great to see you back in Australia, competitive in 600 Supersport. How are you feeling coming into this one?
Sorry, mate, I'm not Ollie.
Sorry. How was qualifying anyway?
Yeah, it was good, mate. Just kept trying to use the tyre in the first one, and then didn't really do anything in the second qualifying, and just saved tyres, and just kind of relaxed. But yeah.
And the track itself, did the conditions feel good in warm up this morning? Like the bike, the setup is, you ready for everything?
Yeah, I think we're all good. Bike feels good, track feels good. I'm keen, yeah.
Well, we wish you all the best. Good luck. We keep walking, guys. We're going to go down the grid here. As you can see, a lot of action going on. Fantastic atmosphere. I think everybody's a little bit nervous. You can see a lot of the riders out there getting quite excited, but yeah, great conditions, ready for racing. So I'll throw it back to you guys.
All right, we're ready to go racing now. Michelin Supersport, race 1 for the weekend. Qualifying saw Tom Edwards, John Littress and Ollie Simpson on the front row of the grid. Second row of the grid is Jack Hyde, Tom Bramage and Scott Nicholson. Pretty healthy field. 6 rows on the grid as Tom Edwards shows that he might have a career in stunt riding as well when this race is finished. But we're ready to go racing. Michelin Supersport in the starters' hands. Supersport is go. Good start there from the front row of the grid. Looked like I think Ollie Simpson may not have got the best of jumps, but someone who has got a fantastic jump is Johnny Littress on board 308. He leads them through turn 1 for the first time. What a great start there from Litchfield. That's all the supermoto and also dirt track experience coming to the fore there as Ollie Simpson sides his way through the inside of Tom Edwards to take up the running in second place as we come out onto this long back straight for the first time.
Yeah, keep an eye on Ollie Simpson. I tell you now, he is really good on the front at this circuit. He dives up the inside. It'll be interesting to see how he plays it, but it's a pretty good start for Johnny Litchfield down there in Ducati corner.
Yeah, Tom Drain up into fourth place as well, getting the better of Scott Nicholson on the brakes into turn 3, the Ducati corner, as they drive out down the Dunlop straight now for the first time. And it is Litchfield that has made a break at the front, not something that we would have expected, but he's going hard from the start. He's obviously got a lot of confidence in the warmth of his tyres after that warm-up lap.
Well, look, this is the best time of the race to make the most gap that you can. Like, as everyone's getting up to speed, if you can get up to speed quick, and you can just see there Ollie Simpson diving up the inside. He looked a little bit wide there, though.
Yeah, and also I think Drain got it a bit wrong on the entry there. You can see he's run out very wide and lost a couple of positions as they make their way out onto the Motul and My Bike motorcycle insurance start finish straight for the first time. We'll just recap that top 10. It is John Litchfield leading from Ollie Simpson. Edwards back there in third place. So our front row have reshuffled the order, but they are still our top 3. Scott Nicholson in 4th. Ty Lynch, as you predicted, Steve Martin is up there into 5th place. Bramage has slipped back to 6th. Then Drain back in 7th place, courtesy of running wide there at the first corner. Skier, Mitch Kuhn and Jack Hyde round out the top 10.
Yeah, work to do for Bramage back there. He's certainly not where he wants to be. Scott Nicholson looking out the inside, but he goes on the outside. Works on a drive out of that corner.
I think Tom Bramage just made a big move on the brakes too to move up ahead of Ty Lynch on board bike number 85 on the entry to Ducati corner. So let's see if Tom Bramage can actually bridge that gap now to our top 4, who've just managed to get away a fraction. But the man that is getting away even further at the front is Johnny Litchfield on board bike number 308. He has never won a Michelin Supersport race. He's won Supersport 300 and he's won R3 Cup, but he's never won on the 600 machine. And this will be a very good place for him to do it at his home circuit, a track that he's probably ridden many, many times.
Well, I'm sure he has, and it is difficult. Although it seems like a simple track, it's not that simple to get those last half a tenths out. You need to spend a bit of time here to do that. Obviously, if John Litchfield has done the laps around here, it's going to be a little bit of a benefit for him. But I'm a little surprised that Tommy Edwards is letting him get away as far as he has so early on.
Well, the top 3 we mentioned had started to get away a little bit, but look who's gone with them. The fastest man on track on the first flying lap, Scott Nicholson on board bike number 39. The blue and pink machine is on a charge now, and he's trying to find a way past our pole sitter, Tom Edwards, as they come down into Ducati corner. Can't quite get up the inside. You can see once again, Ollie Simpson is so on the edge on the brakes when he gets into those corners. His corner entry speed, very impressive.
Scott Nicholson, we've got a faller there, not sure of the number. The rider's up and okay. The bike is not going to be rejoining this race.
I think that might be John Quinn.
Yeah, okay, unfortunately for John Quinn, he's down and out. And it also looks like Ollie Simpson's brilliant start was a little bit too brilliant because he's just got himself a jump start penalty, so he'll get a penalty for that for sure.
Yeah, and if this race stays as it is now, that will take him out of the top 3. As we see Tom Edwards trying to find a way past Ollie Simpson, so the rapid South Australian was a little bit too rapid at the start, but it is the New South Welshman that's trying to find a way past at the moment. Can't quite get there. Simpson's bike got a great drive out of the corner, and even with the use of the slipstream, Edwards couldn't find his way past, as once again that fast corner entry for Ollie Simpson paid dividends as he made his way down in towards turn 1. This is a very tricky part of the circuit. I hadn't noticed it before, Steve, but when we were out there on our track walk, and you pointed it out too, the track really does drop away on the outside of the circuit.
Well, I noticed that when I fell off there 20 years ago. I don't want to do that again, I can tell you. But I'll tell you one guy that's really improved. Scott Nicholson's 1.3 quicker than he went in qualifying. So somehow he's gone to sleep last night and found 1.3 overnight. That's a good night's sleep.
Is it the advantage of also being in the group and having someone to drag you along as we look now? And it looks like they may have just reeled Litchfield back in a fraction as they make their way through Honda and Yamaha corners, the 2 left-handers on the circuit. If anything, the top 3, or the top 4 actually have closed back up again, and there's not much between them now. Look at that corner entry of Simpson there, skating on the limit of adhesion as he makes his way down and through the final corner at AMMF and out onto the Motul My Bike motorcycle insurance start finish straight. That's where Litchfield gets a great drive out of that corner.
The way to go fast at this track is you need to be mentally perfect. Tommy Bramage is off as well. Oh, he's just pushed it too hard there. Can't quite make out what part of the circuit that is. The bike looks okay, but he doesn't really seem to be getting back on it in a hurry.
I reckon that might have to be up there at turn 6. It is confirmed, yep, turn 6 for Tom Bramish, just looking at the damage there to the right-hand side of the motorcycle as Simpson makes a big play for the lead. Littrus, just the experience there, just let the brakes off and ran into the corner a fraction faster. He's not keen to let Ollie Simpson on 45 past as they make their way out onto Dunlop now. It is still Scott Nicholson trying to find a way past Tom Edwards as well. We are on the 4th lap of this, on the 4th lap of this race. Just having a look now as they come through that middle section of the circuit and up to this all-important final corner. It looks like Littrus gets a great run through there, but Simpson's corner entry drags it all back as they come mid-corner at turn 6. But by the time they get back out onto the straight, Littrus has started to pull away. Yeah, well, Johnny Littrus had really good drive out of the Yamaha corner, that last left-hander there, turn 5, and that sort of helps him. And look at the drive he gets onto the straight as well. Edwards finds a way past Simpson as they come down in towards turn 1. At the start of this lap. This is the start of lap 6. The race journey is 14 laps. So it is Simpson that has dropped back to 3rd place, and he's now coming under a very harsh attention from Scotty Nicholson. Look at Nicholson, look at the drive he's got out of turn 3 as they come down through Suzuki. Can he find his way past on board bike number 39? No, Ollie Simpson's too good on the brakes. Yeah, he certainly is, and that's one of his strong points. But look at that, around the outside, you can just see that rear starting to move around. Scott Nicholson giving it everything. I think he is, once again, 11.4. He's gone quicker again. He was the fastest man on track that last time through. But I think he found the bumpy line through that corner on that occasion, because he seemed to pick up every bump. He was probably a fraction off line to where he has been the last few laps, but he still made it out onto the Dunlop straight without losing too much time. But it is Edwards now closing in on Littrus at the front of this race. I reckon that Edwards is perhaps just been letting everything warm up, make sure everything's sweet, get up to speed, and he's certainly on it now, isn't he? It's going to be interesting to see what he does with Johnny Littrus. But as I was going to say before, to go fast at this track, it's all about doing exactly the same thing at the same spot. Look how bumpy it is through there. That's going to lose him time. Well, you can see Littrus' suspension working absolute overtime there as he made his way through the very fast Alpine Stars turn 1. Out onto the back straight we come through Michelin corner. No point looking over your shoulder, Johnny, because here they come. Yep, that's Edwards gone up the inside. Ollie Simpson trying to find a way past. He's going to get 2 in 1. He's going to get 2 in 1. He's up into 2nd place. Littrus cuts back and relegates him back to 3rd position. Oh, that was a big move from Nicholson. I think it shows that he has got a lot of pace that he just can't seem to get through to actually utilise it at the moment. But he's seen Edwards go and he realises he has to do the same as well. I would say right now, Scott Nicholson's thinking, oh, he just runs wide again there. Just look up the inside there. Dives past both of them. I feel he thinks he's gone in a little bit too hot, but he's looking at the apex. Now he knows he's run wide on the AMX replay, but he managed to still get past Ollie Simpson. Well, he's still sitting in 3rd place. Simpson has been relegated back to 4th. The important thing is Ollie Simpson needs to make sure that he's as far ahead of the remaining pack as he can be once that penalty is applied, to make sure he gets maximum points for the championship. But it is the fastest man in qualifying yesterday that leads this race. Tommy Edwards on board bike number 26, the Bike Biz Yamaha R6. They're all Yamaha R6s at the front. Littrus doing a great job as well on his R6 bike number 308. And look at Scotty Nicholson on 39 doing a great job as well. Pulls out of the slipstream. Can he get him on the brakes now and stay on line without having to watch Littrus come back up on the inside? No, he can't do it. Littrus too good on the brakes. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's playing this one smart. He's just picking them off one by one. Remember that he knows how to ride a motorcycle. He was very fast. We've got another faller there. That's Dallas-Gear. Yeah, 86. Unfortunately, Dallas-Gear's gone down in the Michelin corner for him. So he's out. He's going to have to regroup for the next one. Well, you can see there Littrus hanging so far off the side of the motorcycle. I hope he's got some elbow sliders on those leathers, because he hangs right off the side of that Caboolture Yamaha. And Nicholson, I think he was a little bit too late into the corner there, and he's had to pull out, run a bit wide. Ollie Simpson's closed up onto the back of him as well. Yeah, he does run in deep, doesn't he, the number 39? He's pushing the Traction Control Motorsports Yamaha to the absolute limit. Simpson looks like he may have just dropped off a fraction further as they make their way out onto the straight to complete another lap. That is 8 laps down for our race leaders, so we're over half race distance now. As you can see, the stricken 86 machine of Dallas-Gear stranded there. Looks like between turns 1 and 2, Steve. Yeah, well, he lost the front, I would say, going into turn 2 there, which is obviously the MA corner Michelin exit there. So Nicholson up the inside of Littris to take up the running in second place. This is a great performance from Scott Nicholson on board bike number 39. Saw him qualify on the second row of the grid, but we said that he actually has a fair bit of pace this weekend, and he's now displaying it there. Big move on the brakes. As we said, longest time on the brakes at any of the corners here at Queensland Raceway, from a very high top speed down to one of the slower corners.
Big slide there from Johnny Littris as well. So, you know, he's getting on that gas very, very hard, perhaps using that rear tyre a little bit more than he wants to at this point in the race.
So the top three pretty stagnant positions over the last lap or so, but that doesn't mean there hasn't been any action, because they're starting to run wide. I think the tyres are under a fair bit of pressure. The brakes are probably also starting to not be as good as what they were earlier on in the races. We see Troy Gunther there on board bike number 65, former Australian Supersport champion, doing a great job in his return to racing. I think he raced a couple of local Queensland motorcycle sportsman rounds last year on a 300, but good to see him back on a 600. And also a great job there from Jack Hyde on board bike number 28, and also Mitch Kuhn on board bike number 58. You can always expect Mitch Kuhn to be in a very fancy set of shark leathers. Yeah,
absolutely. His presentation is key. Ollie Simpson tries to dive up the inside there, couldn't make that one stick. He had a good go at it. Littris doing everything he can now. He can just see the others eking out. Remember, this is the last spot for the podium, and I'll tell you now, Johnny Littris doesn't want to lose that.
Well, the other thing is that probably Littris doesn't know is that jump start penalty for Ollie Simpson. So he's fighting tooth and nail to make sure that he remains in that third position. And I think we've already discussed several times in this race about how fast Ollie Simpson's corner entry was. That shows you how desperate was to stay ahead. Oh, it looks like Simpson may have had a problem there. Well, he looked down at the bike, looked at maybe a false neutral or something, Steve, into that corner. Looked down at the bike and then didn't get it stopped and turned like he has been so far.
Yes,
as we see, is that Jack Hyde on board bike number 28 doing a pretty good job to pull that bike up through the gravel trap. He was involved in that battle with Troy Gunther and Mitch Kuhn.
Yeah, good to see that AMX replay. Good stuff. But this guy now, he's got a decent gap, hasn't he? The gap now is out to just 1.6, so that's a pretty safe gap. When you're going past your board and you see 1.6, you're feeling pretty comfortable.
So in second place, it is Nicholson on board bike number 39. I think this would be pretty close to maybe only his first podium in the Supersport category. Of course, stepping up from Supersport 300s a couple of years ago. Good ride here too from Tom Drain on board bike number 59, the all-red machine. Another rider that's made his way through the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, Supersport 300, and now going incredibly quick on a Supersport 600. And you know, it's one of those things that's the progression that Motorcycling Australia has put in place, as we see Simpson now have another attack at Johnny Littris. Yeah, Tom Drain, good job by him. He's already up into the top 6, and, you know, he's got some pretty experienced guys behind him at the moment, including Troy Gunther, who knows how to ride. Mitch Kuhn is another guy who's starting to come to grips with these 600s. Remember, he was on the 300 in the 300 class a few years ago. He really is starting to come to grips with it now. Well, Simpson having another look at Littris there as they make their way down towards turn 2. As he comes past the Michelin signs now and out onto the Suzuki back straight. Littris has a look over his shoulder, and all he sees is the stealth black bomber with yellow highlights of Ollie Simpson. I'll tell you what, when I look at Johnny Littris's bike, as Ollie Simpson looks to dive up the inside, he can't do it. When I look at Littris's bike there, it's not really absorbing the bumps that well through the top end of the circuit. Like through that real fast Alpine Stars turn 1, you watch it there. It's not absorbing the bumps at all. Well, he's got his hands full at the moment as first and second have really made a breakaway. It is Edwards leading from Nicholson. Third battle is the third place battle is the one that's really getting our attention at the moment between Littris and Simpson, two young men on a serious charge. Both riders that have got a lot of credentials there as well, and great to see them going head-to-head in this category. It's also great to see Ollie Simpson back, because he was away from racetracks for a while, wasn't he, Steve, after going overseas and probably not getting the results he'd hoped for. Then he sort of disappeared from racetracks. We thought we may have lost him to other pursuits, but great to see him and also a lot of his family back here this weekend. His younger brother's racing in Supersport 300. Yeah, I think the whole family are here racing, aren't they? They have to bring an armada of bikes, get out on track. It's a family affair now, but it looks like things might be getting serious again for him, because he is super quick all of a sudden again. Speaking of super quick, Mitch Kuhn has managed to find his way past As speaking of finding your way past, Ollie Simpson goes past Littris. Littris takes the tight line, cuts back on the inside. He's done that a couple of times to people this weekend so far, and he's done it that time to Simpson as they make their way out through the very fast exit of turn 3 and down towards Honda Corner, turn 4. Back into these two left-handers as we watch now on the AMX Superstores replay. Littris just let Simpson come up the inside there. You can see he stopped it, turned it on a tighter line and was able to drive out of there and onto Dunlop back into 3rd place. I wouldn't say it's decided yet though, Steve.
Oh, well, the on-track position's not decided, but whatever happens, if Johnny Littris gets across the line, he'll take that podium spot. But that doesn't mean they're not battling for glory at the moment.
So, final lap of the first race for Michelin Supersport. It is our race leader, Tom Edwards, with a 2.6-second lead over Scott Nicholson on board bike number 39. Littris and Simpson are going at it, but of course Simpson, as you very rightly pointed out, Steve, has got that jump start penalty. I don't know if Ollie Simpson is actually aware that he's got a jump start penalty the way that he's riding the wheels of this machine. Down through Ducati for the final time. He tries to go past Littris. Littris is so late on the brakes, he just can't seem to get past, and looks like he's kept that tight line as well. It looks like he'll get great drive out onto Dunlop Corner as well. He has a look over his shoulder. He's got a touch of the Fabian Ferrays about him.
He certainly has. That leaves one more opportunity, but Ollie Simpson decides not to take it, sits there. It's all going to come down to that final corner.
The corner that we were watching him at on Friday afternoon, where he was so very fast on corner entry. Looks like he's got it wrong a couple of times in this race. Nothing wrong about the way Tom Edwards is riding. He will take victory, and Nicholson will take second. And Littris covers his line magnificently as they come through the final corner at AMMF and out onto the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance start-finish straight as Edwards takes the win ahead of Scott Nicholson on 39. Littris takes 3rd and 4th place Ollie Simpson. The real battle on here, that's between Ty Lynch and Tom Drain for 5th and 6th position. I think Ty Lynch, the South Australian, is going to do a great job on the 727 Motorsport machine to take out 5th place.
Yeah, what a brilliant race that was.
And I think when Ollie Simpson's penalty is applied, Steve, he will retain 4th position.
Yeah, you would say so. He's, you know, they had a bit of a decent gap over the group, but what a race that was. I'll tell you what, Tommy Edwards, he'll be smiling after that one.
I'll tell you what, I'm smiling after seeing Tom Edwards and John Littris pull some very nice celebration wheelies down the back straight as well. Love to see a bit of exuberance like that after a solid race win and a very good podium for Littris. Great to see him get up onto the podium here at his home round. Well, confirmation of your results. It is Tom Edwards that takes the win by 3.170 seconds over Scott Nicholson and Johnny Littris rounding out the podium. Can't wait to hear from those three in just a moment. Simpson takes 4th, Ty Lynch in 5th, Tom Drain in 6th, Mitch Kuhn in 7th, Troy Gunther got up to 8th place, Chris Quinn, the most experienced man, well, probably in the paddock here this weekend, in 9th position, Reece Belling in 10th, Tarbin Walker in 11th, Noel Mann, Jack Hyde, Jack Hyde didn't finish the race, he finished in the gravel trap, along with Dallas Gear, Tom Bramage and John Quinn, who also didn't complete the race. We'll hear from our top 3 in a moment, but first a short break here from Queensland Raceway. And welcome back to Queensland Raceway. The top 3 from our first Michelin Supersport race are making their way back into Parc Fermé. Tommy Edwards took the win, Scott Nicholson in 2nd place, and first podium for John Littris as well on board 308. Sensational race, Steve.
Yeah, that was fantastic to see. I mean, what a way to start the day off for the 600s there. I mean, Scotty Nicholson, there's a couple of guys on that podium that are like going to be pumped up for the rest of the day.
That's it. And of course, Tom Edwards taking his first win of the year, because the first round, he was there in the 2nd race, but Senna Adjus took 2 from 2. So, yeah, it's one of those things that it's good to see someone that's been, you know, there or thereabouts getting back onto the top step of the podium. Time to hear from our top 3 with Chris Vermeulen.
Yeah, we're here with Johnny Littris, like you said, guys. First ever podium, making a name for yourself out there. Awesome start. How was the race?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. It was a good race. Like, started well, but ended up sadly running out of tyre a little bit too early. But thanks to Pirelli so much, they helped me out. And that front tyre is amazing. I couldn't do the lap times I do without it. But with everyone else that helps me out, Sol and Victor's Motorcycles, AGV, TCX, Peregrine Leathers, Reynolds Lending Solutions, just everyone that helps me. It's just great. Thank you.
It's great to see Queenslanders up here. You can tell from one Queenslander to another, can't you? So good luck in the next one, mate. And I mean, what a race. We had Scotty Nicholson. I mean, you look pretty pumped up there. You made hard work for yourself, starting from the second row of the grid, but you had some speed out there.
Yeah, look, I'm not the best qualifier and never been here before, and that pace came from absolutely nowhere. But I can't thank the boys and the team enough. We've worked so hard. The Michelin tyres just gripped up. The KYT helmets and RST levers been keeping me safe this whole time, and I can't thank them enough. I'd like to thank everyone that supported me. It's amazing to be up here again, and thanks for Raceway for fixing my body, because it's been a tough weekend.
I mean, it showed you look like you had pace then. Do you reckon you can go for the win the next one?
Oh, it's going to be tough. Tommy has some serious pace once he gets out in front, but look, I was trying then, and I'm definitely going to give it a red hot crack in the next one.
Well, good luck, mate. We wish you all the best. And talking about that, man, Tommy Edwards, get me a little bit worried at the start. It looked like, oh, this is going to be a bit of hard work for him, but you actually set a faster lap time in that race than you didn't qualify, so speed must be there.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I got a terrible start, did a big wheelie, but, you know, I felt really comfortable following the boys, and I could see, I don't know if their tyre was wearing out or what happened, but they started to drop their pace a bit, so I kind of took the opportunity while I had it and tried to pull a gap, which I did, and big thanks to Dunlop and the Bike Biz and all my friends and family and my girlfriend who came along.
Wow, what an awesome podium, guys. 3 very fast young fellas, and look out for race 2. Back to you guys.
Michelin Supersport ready to go. Let's go down to the grid with Chris Vermeulen.
Yeah, guys, I just got the 3-minute board, so I've got to hurry up with this one. Ollie Simpson, great start last time. Too quick, obviously. You got a jump start, 4th place. Obviously hoping for a bit more this time.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Hopefully no jump start this time, but yeah, just manage myself in the first few laps a bit more, and then yeah, come on strong towards the end there. Hopefully we can get a good position.
Well, we wish you all the best, mate. Good luck for this one. I can tell you guys, the track temperature's gone the highest I've seen all weekend, 54 degrees. I got a reading from the Pirelli guys. That first race was spectacular, wasn't it? Dunlop first, Michelin second, Pirelli third. Who's going to pay out best in this heat?
Yeah, well, that's the question that we've been asking too, Chris, because as you mentioned, that track temperature is right up, and the tyre war is well and truly just as hot as the track temperature at the moment. Yeah. There he is, the big gun. Johnny Littress doing a great job this weekend. Of course, it is his home round, but he is also a multiple Australian champion. Great to see him get his first podium in the Michelin Supersport category.
Yeah, Chris has got a good point with the heat as well. I mean, cooler conditions this morning. We've got 3 different manufacturers in 1, 2, 3 on the podium. That could all change around a little bit because different tyres work differently at different track temperatures. So, you know, let's just say the Pirelli finished 3rd this morning. It might actually come into its own this afternoon. So that's the good thing about all this, the tyre battle, the tyre war as well.
Well, you can see all of the infrastructure upgrades well and truly underway here at Queensland Raceway under the new ownership. The place is getting a much-needed infrastructure injection, isn't it, Steve? Construction all over the place, and lots of plans to make this place even better than it is now.
No, it's really good to see the infrastructure going up everywhere around here. We love coming to Queensland. It's a great place to be, you know, especially this time of year. It's quite hot for us southerners, but nevertheless, great racing at this circuit.
Well, let's hope this race is just as hot. Just looking at the second row of the grid there, was Tom Bramich completely missing from the second row of the grid. Because, no, that was Jack Hyde that was missing from the second row of the grid. Tom Bramich and Scotty Nicholson there. So Dallas Skier, Tom Drain and Ty Lynch will be back there on row 3 as well.
Yeah, there's Tommy Bramich. He's looking in position 5 there. Just everyone getting ready, holding the grid for a minute.
Well, I found something in morning warm-up this morning that Tom was pretty happy with. I think you pointed out, Steve, that his morning warm-up time this morning, which is not really a place where you go pushing the absolute limits, was better than his qualifying time yesterday.
Yeah, but he never really got to test it, though, because as we saw in that replay of race 1, he fell off. So let's hope he can stay on the bike and be up at the front this time round.
So good shots there, the aerial view of Queensland Raceway. Solid crowd making their way in here this weekend. Not only today, but also yesterday too, Steve, to see all of the action here at the second round of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul. And we had great crowds at the first round. Good to see that that's continued on here at round 2, and I'm pretty much assured that it's going to be on at round 3. Of course, Wakefield Park, they will love their motorcycle racing down there in Goulburn.
No, they absolutely do. Cannot wait to have a good meeting, rest of the meeting here, and then head on to the next one. But the race that we're concerned about now is this one, and I'll tell you what, Phil, it is going to be an absolute cracker. Tommy Edwards sort of had it all his own way in race 1, but I don't think it's going to be that way this time around. Ollie Simpson is just getting faster every time he's on the track.
Well, Tom Edwards will start from pole position. He'll be joined on the front row of the grid by John Litchfield and Ollie Simpson. But keep your eye on Scott Nicholson, because he was on the podium in the first race and Tom Bramage crashed out early, so he's going to want to make amends for that. Also, back there on the third row of the grid, you've got Dallas Skeer, Tom Drain and Ty Lynch. A couple of young hard chargers that are wanting to make a name for themselves as well.
But Troy Gunther as well, you know, he's a guy that could come better lap after lap. He's got a lot of experience, but he's fairly new back into the sport. Mitch Kuhn is coming good. We saw how good he can be. And Chris Quinn, don't forget him. He's another guy with experience that could, lap after lap, get that, you know, that feeling back.
Yeah, not too far away. Well, he's in Lismore, so hopefully he hasn't been too badly affected by the floods as well. So great to see Chris Quinn back in the championship. Of course, a dad now, so good to see him getting some time away from the family to come out here and go racing. Well, they're back on the grid. Edwards pulls into his grid position with a little stopping as we get ready to go racing. Michelin Supersport, race 2, round 2 of the championship. Red flag has left the grid. Supersport is go. Look like another great start there from Litchfield on board the 308 machine as he heads to the inside of the circuit to try and get the run down in towards turn 1 for the first time, and he does. Simpson slots into third behind Tommy Edwards, and then Tom Bramage has got away well in 4th place, and Tom Drain has got a cracking start. He's up to 5th position, but look at the corner speed of Ollie Simpson already, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, Ollie Simpson, there's no doubting his mid-corner speed. That's been his strong point, getting into the corners and the mid-corner speed. Perhaps Tommy Edwards has had the drive out, which has been a good thing, and also, but look on the brakes, Ollie Simpson. He said he was going to take it easy in the first couple of laps. Doesn't look like it to me.
Yeah, Edwards already into the lead too, not what we saw in race number 1, where he was more than happy just to sit back and keep his powder dry. And our early race leader, John Litchfield, has been pushed back to 3rd position. Tom Bramage still sitting there in 4th as they make their way into Honda for the first time.
It's actually a way better start for Tom Bramage too. He's right on the pace there at the moment, so can't wait to see what he can do. But he just needs to settle himself down. He only made a couple of laps in race 1. That looks like it was Mitch Kuhn using all the track and more.
Scotty Nicholson back there behind Drain as well, at the moment in 6th position. So he was up there very early, got a cracking start in the first race, and that was why he was able to get on the podium. This one, Steve, he's got a little bit more work to do. Right behind him, though, too, is Ty Lynch, another one that you would expect to be running at the front. And Troy Gunther has just got the better of fellow Queenslander Mitch Kuhn to move up into 8th.
As they head into the MA corner again, real fast. You've got to be so steady on the throttle through the middle of this one. And if you can turn it right, you can get much better drive down that back straight. And it looks like Ollie Simpson's in that slipstream now, exactly where he wants to be. Will he pull out? Not quite yet. He's just going to sit there for the moment. Let Tommy Edwards do the work. You
can see the front end of Tom Edwards' bike pattering up and down as the suspension tries to cope with the bumps there mid-corner and on the entry into Ducati corner turn 3 as well. Down to Honda. There's a new bit of surface here, isn't there, Steve, as they go through Honda corner. The inside bit of the track has been replaced. And as they come through now, Yamaha Financial Services corner, it's the second of those 2 left-handers, the only 2 left-handers on this circuit.
Yeah, there is a couple of different lines there for sure. You can take that tight inside line or drift it all out. But look there, Tommy Edwards has tried to take that tight inside line. Something didn't go right for him there because Simpson nearly ran into the back of him.
Well, as they come down to complete 2 laps, it is still the 26th, the Bike Biz machine.
Look how Tom Edwards, look how rough it is through there.
You can see his foot completely off the peg to try and let the bike just ride through there, but Ollie Simpson is showing so much corner speed. I think if he can get ahead of Tom Edwards, he might be able to actually utilise that a bit more. At the moment, looks like Edwards might be holding him up there.
Simpson is so strong in and to the middle, but he just doesn't have that same drive coming out, but he really has got good entry to the middle speed. We saw that when we were watching him on Friday as well.
So keep your eye on Nicholson on board bike number 39. He had a strong race in race number 1. At the moment, he's trying to get past the very rapid and multiple AMA champion, Tom Drain. from, I think, in Parks in Western New South Wales. Tom Drain doing a good job at the moment in only the very early stages of his Michelin Supersport career.
Well, he's coming on strong, isn't he? I mean, like, it normally takes a while before you work your way up to the front, but he's in the pack now. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at him. He's doing a really good job as Tom Drain.
Well, I think he was third in the first year of the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, did a couple of season or so in the short seasons in the Supersport 300, and has really made an immediate impression in this Supersport category. And pretty much exactly what Ollie Simpson's done since he stepped up from the 300s as well. And I think he's that physical size now where he can't really ride a 300 anymore. It's great to see him doing great things on board the Supersport machine.
We still don't look that big, that's for sure. Ollie Simpson giving Tommy Edwards a bit of a hurry up at the moment. Just pulls next to him out of the slipstream. Will he dive up the inside? Not yet. He's looking pretty close.
Yeah, of course, Ollie Simpson, as we mentioned, did get that jump start penalty in race number 1. He would have finished in 4th place anyway, though, that far ahead of the rest of the field that he wasn't actually relegated down the order once the penalty was applied. But in the battle for the podium, he did finish in 4th place. As they come through Honda Corner now, Michelin Supersport, we're on lap 4 of the 14-lap journey. Fastest man so far in this race is Littrus with a 1:11.880.
Still doing a pretty good job as Johnny Littrus, just to hang in there. Another guy that hasn't got that much experience in this class, but he's learning quickly, that's for sure. Probably one of the big moment for Scott Nicholson in the background there. Just got it all wrong coming onto the start-finish straight. Hard on the brakes.
He may have lost a little bit of track position there as well with that big moment.
It's not going as planned like it did in race 1, that's for sure. He's, I mean, he was the man on a mission, moving his way forward at that point. Johnny Littrus just has to look over his shoulder to see what the situation is there, and you can see Tom Bramich close behind.
On the brakes down into Ducati Corner, turn 3. It is still, this time it looks more like Littrus is doing the Tom Edwards effort from the first race, and just sitting there keeping his powder dry, making sure he's keeping those first 2 in check. They're just very slowly starting to drop off Tom Bramich, who on that last lap was a 1/10 of a second or so slower than the lead group, all in the 1:12.0s, whereas Bramich was a 1:12.1, Drain was a 12.4, and Scott Nicholson was a 12.8. And you can just see that gap now starting to develop there on track.
Yeah, Littrus is right there, isn't he? Like, he's right there at the moment, and it's a good position because, like, you can use the other guys, you can use them for judgment, you can so you don't have to, you can save your mental energy, let's say, by sitting in that position at the moment and try and relax as much as you can and use that strength further on. Look at the bumps through there, though. You can see the handlebars on Tommy Edwards' bike moving left and right, just, you know, once again, not absorbing those bumps as good as, you know, he would probably want, I'd imagine. That would have felt like the front was about to let go.
Here we come down into Ducati Corner. You can see Simpson there, just that fast corner run in. Once again, Littrus just closed right up on the back end of that machine. But you mentioned before, Steve, about how his bike didn't seem to be riding the bumps. Is it my imagination, or does it seem to be just riding those bumps a fraction better in this race? I'm wondering if they've made a small change.
Are you talking about Littrus?
Littrus, yeah.
Well, yeah, Littrus, his bike does, but Tommy Edwards' bike looked like it was a bit rough last lap round, let's say.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier on. It was pattering away in the front end as he was on the brakes there at turn 3.
But, you know, once again, different tyre manufacturers have different, you know, the way that the tyre reacts. Like the Dunlops are a harder carcass, if you know what I mean. So the rubber, the construction of the tyre is harder, so it's never going to absorb the bumps as well as, you know, a Pirelli, which has got a softer carcass, let's say. Simpson's looking good right now too, through the top 2 corners of the circuit, Alpine Stars and Michelin there. He's, you know, the 2 fast curves. He's catching up a lot of ground on, you know, the leader, Tommy Edwards.
Well, Littrus had his first podium in the Michelin Supersport category in race number 1. Looking to try and go one better now and take the race win. He just doesn't want another podium, because he was very fast. I think he topped one of the practice sessions on Friday too, didn't he, John?
He did. Edwards is also looking just a little bit messy into the final curve here too. Like, you could just see him last time around. He hit the brakes and the bike moved around a bit, then it came back, which slowed him down in the middle of the corner. And once again, Ollie Simpson caught up in the middle of the corner. So something about the mid-corner there that it's not working for Tommy Edwards, but I'll tell you what, he certainly gets enough drive out of the corners to make up for it. I'd say he's slowing down Tommy Edwards at the moment.
Whereas Tommy Edwards just riding to try and keep something in check and keep some tyre left for the end of this race.
Well, your number one plan is to try and get a 1 second to 1.5 second lead. Because then you can keep that gap. You don't want to go into the last lap knowing that there's two guys on your tail that are going to try and pass you no matter what.
Especially when there's two guys that are as good on the corner entry and brakes as Ollie Simpson and also John Littris on board 308. Or was that it was just starting to get a little bit sideways there down into turn 6, the Pirelli corner. Looked like it was starting to step the back out a fraction. Looks like he still gets good drive out onto the start-finish straight, though. Nicholson has caught up to Bramich as they battle for 4th and 5th position. Can't quite find a way into Alpine Stars to get past.
Uses all the track on the exit there. Another little bubble from the front as they head into the fast right-hander onto the back straight. On his Michelin-shod machine through Michelin corner, gets good drive, but a bit of a slide there. That's going to compromise his drive down the straight. Pulls out of the slipstream, but Tommy Bramich too good there. Bramich is still running a completely stock engine.
I think Nicholson was having a big look on the brakes there to try and get past Bramich at the end of Suzuki straight into Ducati corner. We'll have to see if he was able to do it as they make their way down towards Honda now. It is Edwards, if anything, just starting to get a fraction away from Simpson and Littris as they round those two left-handers in the middle of the circuit and come out of Yamaha and head down towards Pirelli. We're on lap 10. So as the leaders are just starting to get away, a bit of a bobble there from Simpson. Let's go down to Chris for a quick update from the pits.
Yeah, guys, I just wanted to quickly say, with the temperature up in this race, the lap times are a lot slower, like about 3/4 of a second to what Tommy Edwards could do in the first race. And we all talk about its tyres. The interesting thing with Ollie Simpson, he's actually gone, I believe it's a Dunlop front and a Pirelli rear. So he's not one of these guys that's Pirelli, Michelin, Dunlop. He's gone for a mix. So, and you can do that in this championship. If you're buying your tyres, you like that particular front tyre and a different rear, you can go with it. And I mean, it seems to be working with him now, and he's got really good corner speed in the middle of those turns.
Geez, we better watch out. He might have a Michelin cap on the podium if he's not careful. That's bloody... It's...
Oh, he's run wide on the entry into turn 3 there. And that means Littris is now back up into a second position. He just ran in there a fraction too hot, Steve.
Maybe he needs to swap that combination round. But nevertheless, whatever he's got, it's working for him, you know what I mean? And Chris is completely right. You literally, here we go, we'll just have another look on the AMX replay. He's just gone in too hard, run wide, managed to gather it up, luckily. Johnny Littris has nipped through on the inside there, and now he's made his work hard for himself. But yeah, if you're buying the tyres, he's got an issue there. He's got some sort of gear change issue, I reckon, because it's affecting him again.
Yeah, same sort of situation, hard and deep on the brakes, and he's lost a lot of ground in that one there at turn 6.
He was stabbing at the gear lever there, I think. So, yeah, something's not right. Perhaps his gear shifter, I mean, these bikes have like an electronic cutout switch on them, which allows you to change through the gearbox without using the clutch. So it looks like something like that might be playing with him a little bit at the moment. So hopefully he can sort it out. There's Ty Lynch and Mitch Kuhn having a good battle together on track.
Yeah, 58 and 85 having a ding-dong battle there with, looks like, Ty Lynch on board the 85 machine. Just getting past Mitch Kuhn, the Queenslander, the local man. And just having a look at their lap times, they're still circulating in the 12s for Mitch Kuhn and 13s for... oh no, is that Reece Belling, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it could well be.
Oh, just having a look at the... oh no, it looks like Reece Belling's still going. It looks like it's Noel Mann on board the number 10 machine.
The Irish rider's out, unfortunately for him. Very impressive team, but just once again, just lost the front heading into there, and unfortunately for him, it's all over for the weekend.
So let's see what Littris has got for Tom Edwards now, as on that last lap, there was only 16 one-thousandths of a second between their lap times. A 1:12.000 for Edwards and a 1:12.016 for Littris, who has still done the fastest lap of this race, an 11.618.
Well, now that Edwards has got just about a second. He's got 0.9 of a gap. You're going to see him try and put the hammer down for a couple of laps to see, just to try and maintain that gap as he heads towards the finish line. He will give it everything he's got now so that he can take it easy on the last lap.
Well, he will get the last lap board as they come round in a couple of corners' time. Through Honda Corner we go. It is Edwards still leading from Littress. Simpson in third place. He was only half a second a lap slower than the other two riders in that lead group on that last lap, despite those two big issues at 3 and 6.
Yeah, it was definitely something going on, but he's adapted to it, and that's what makes you a good rider. If you have an issue, you need to be able to deal with it on the track and not make it an issue. If you make it an issue in your head, well, that's going to slow you down. So it looks like Ollie Simpson is, whatever that problem is, maybe the brakes were fading, maybe there was a gearbox problem, whatever. He's gone, okay, well, I've got to, if I want to get this podium, I've got to start using my clutch, you know, or, you know, I'm going to have to take it easy on the brakes. I've got a bit of a gap back to Scott Nicholson, who's in fourth at the moment, so, you know, just get that podium.
Tom Edwards leads now halfway around this final lap. Littress just had a look over the shoulder and he can see some clear air behind him. He's not under any pressure for second position. It will be his second podium of the weekend, but it could be 2 wins from 2 starts here for Edwards. He's only got 3 corners to go through Honda for the final time for the Bike Beers entry. Then it's Littress's Caboolture Yamaha, and then the machine of Ollie Simpson doing a great job, as you mentioned, to get to the finish despite those problems that they've had on the Simpson crash, Simpson Signs machine. But one more corner to go for Tom Edwards through turn 6, the AMMF corner, and out onto the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance start-finish straight, 2 for 2 for the Dunlop Shod Yamaha of Tom Edwards in the Michelin Supersport category. Littress takes second, Simpson takes third, and Nicholson gets back to take 4th place ahead of Tom Bramich in 5th, and Drain will take 6th position on board bike number 59. But congratulations to our race winner, Tom Edwards, 2 from 2. Look at this battle. Ty Lynch is just going to get the better of Mitch Kuhn as they come to the line. So 85 gets the better of 58 on the line. Troy Gunther should be the next rider across in 9th position. But what a race. Congratulations to Tom Edwards and the Bike Biz team. They'll be very happy with that result, and clawing a lot of championship points back after that DNF due to the flat tyre in race 1 at Phillip Island.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gotten a get out of jail free card today. It's Tommy Edwards. What a brilliant ride by him, and what a way to celebrate. Nice big wheelie. You can see he's got the front of his leathers just open a little bit there to get a bit of air in, so, you know, it looks like it is a little hot out there for him, but he rode brilliantly this weekend.
They certainly did. Confirmation of your results. Tom Edwards takes the win by 1.489 seconds over Johnny Littress, and Ollie Simpson takes the final podium position in 3rd. A reversal of 3rd and 4th in this race compared to race number 1 earlier this morning. Nicholson in 4th, Tom Bramich in 5th. Good to see him get to the finish line and get some solid points for the championship. Ahead of Tom Drain, Ty Lynch, Mitch Kuhn, Troy Gunther in 9th, and Reece Belling rounds out the top 10. A great result for Tom Edwards and the team. Well, they'll be making their way back to Parc Fermé in just a moment. And Ollie Simpson, no jump start onto the podium. Great result for him in the second and final race of the weekend for the Michelin Supersport category. And remember, it was only a couple of years ago that Tom Edwards and Tom Bramich were both racing in one of the hardest fought world championships in any category anywhere in the world. Steve Martin, the Supersport 300 category in the World Supersport paddock.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking at some pretty, well, if you look at, let's have a look at the top 3 in this, well, Tommy Edwards. Okay, as you say, 300 Supersport, spent plenty of time overseas. Ollie Simpson, Red Bull Cup. Tom Bramich, 300s. You know what I mean? Like, that's quite a big, classy field you've got there. Troy Gunther raced in the Superbike class. So, you know, if you want to ride well here, you have to, like, be able to ride. You know what I mean? You're going to learn.
Well, and also to Tom Drain, only young, but has raced and won many AMA dirt track and flat track championships as well. There you go, there's the Bike Biz team congratulating Tommy Edwards there after another sensational ride. Had to undo the Ixion leathers there and get a little bit of air in because there was a little bit warm out there after that victory.
I think we're going to see a big smile. He knows that this weekend's been a big positive for his championship. Puts him on top, actually, Phil, by a couple of points over Ollie Simpson.
Yep, only 2 points the difference now between them at the top of the championship. And how important was that slip back from second to third for Ollie Simpson? Because if he hadn't have done that, probably still would have been leading the championship by a point or so over Tom Edwards.
Different tyres. He took the gamble, go with the Pirelli front, the Dunlop rear, but it looked like, did you have an issue with the bike there, Ollie?
Yeah, just towards the end there, I was going to right and sort of felt good behind Tom, and yeah, just an auto blipper sort of let go, so sort of doing it at the back to the manual and the clutch, and yeah, couldn't get a stop for the corners quick enough, so it's a bummer, but it is what it is.
Back on the podium, it must feel better than race one, and you're only 2 points off the lead of the championship, I believe, so put yourself in a good position.
Yeah, I mean, it's always for the championship, you know, just keep plugging away and just don't crash and keep getting them solid results, and that's all you really want to do. Just got to start winning a few.
Easier said than done. Congratulations, mate, and good luck for the next round. So what a Supersport race it was. Johnny Littris, again, the local boy, he faded a little bit in the first race. Did you make any changes to the bike in the second race, John? Because you looked a lot more comfortable with the front pace.
Yeah, well, in the first race we had a bit of an issue after lap 2. My steering dampener actually snapped in half, the bracket. So I had no steering dampener for that race, which didn't help much, but it was still hard enough for that next race to keep up with Tommy and Ollie. We're on the pace with this heat, so yeah, it's awesome. But I just can't thank the people that helped me get here enough. AGV, TCX, Reynolds Lending Solutions, Sol Invictus Motorcycles, Pirelli, Modal, just everyone that helps me. It's just awesome.
It's great to see you up here. Good luck for the rest of the year as well. We really enjoyed that. You believe it or not, this guy's first podium was this morning, second one, 2 in a row. What a good way to do it. But the race winner, pole position, double win, new lap record, doesn't get much better.
Nah, for sure. It was a great weekend. Like I said before, pretty much my first time at the track, so super happy with it. The bike was working great, the Dunlops were working great, really liked the heavy braking, and just felt comfortable the whole race.
Well, you're leading the championship now, so going to the next tracks, are they going to suit you?
Yeah, for sure. Wakefield's near home. It's definitely not one of my favourite tracks. I like the big, fast, open tracks. But yeah, later on in the year, we'll get to them, we'll get to the Bend, we'll get to Phillip Island, we'll get onto the ones that I enjoy most and hopefully stretch out the gap a bit more.
Well, congratulations, Tommy. What a weekend for him. Pole position, I said it all, leads the championship as well. Fantastic way to leave Queensland. I'm sure he's on for a good year.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chris. We've enjoyed having you here as well, and yeah, great to work with you. But it's been a massive weekend. Can't wait for the next round at Wakefield Park. Not too long to wait. See you all at Wakefield Park.